Are we live?
We are live. We are ready. Welcome to another episode of the SoFLo Sports Show. Your host, 305 Sports Babe, co-host Miami Lou, and we are Stanley Cup, not us, our team is Stanley Cup bound. Very exciting, second year in a row. Panthers, you're like, oh, we are so decked out. You guys are so used to seeing us in Dolphins gear that we have dressed for the occasion.
That's right.
You have your shirt from last year.
I got my Quest for the Cup t-shirt.
I went distances trying to get that shirt for you last year because
You did.
Andy Slater even made it a point to say that down in Miami where we reside, it is very, very difficult to get Panthers gear, that they actually ship everything up to Broward County. So because of that, I had to really scramble to get that shirt for you last year.
And I appreciate it. I can't stop wearing it, especially when the team is in the Stanley Cup final.
Definitely. And I was able to get a Matthew Tuck jersey this year, again at the Miami location, but lucky for me, or maybe not, I say lucky because it was the kid sizes. I prefer to wear kids. So that actually worked out for my benefit because it was cheaper and it fits a little better. So,
Matthew Tkachuk, of course, one of our star players, and one of the best sayings. There's also a t-shirt out there, not really sold in stores, but obviously a very famous saying, and I'll say it in the appropriate terms. Kachuk around and find out. So that's a pretty good saying. I'd like to get that t-shirt.
Yes, a lot of our friends are in the chat. Infinity5, Cap for Life, good buddy of ours.
Oh, we're going to talk about the Celtics, Desi. We're going to talk about those Celtics coming up.
Cat, throw them rats in the chat. Throw it.
I got my rat right here. I got my rat ready to throw.
We are super, super excited. So obviously, the big news in South Florida is that our Florida Panthers are back in the Stanley Cup. This year, we're playing the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep, all the way up in the west part of Canada. So that's really exciting. Listen, before we start, people mentioning rats, I want to quickly give the synopsis of how the rats came to be. Back in '96, the original run to the Stanley Cup Finals, Scott Mellanby, Panthers forward, was in the old Miami Arena in the locker room, and right before the first round playoff game, there was a rat that went around the locker room, and Mellanby got his stick, boom, just slap shot it across the room, killing it instantly, and people started calling it a rat trick. Instead of a hat trick, it was a rat trick, and the rest is history. After big playoff wins or wins in general, South Florida sports fans throw rats on the ice, even on the road. These Panther diehard fans that are on the road, we saw rats thrown in Boston. We saw them thrown
all the gardens
in New York.
They were in the gardens.
So pretty exciting to see those rats.
So obviously that is the big news going on in South Florida, is that our Panthers are in the Stanley Cup. Obviously, we got here by beating the New York Rangers. We beat them in Game 6, which was actually in with 6 games, which was my prediction. I said Panthers in 6. And then the Edmonton Oilers ended up beating the Dallas Stars, which I did not see that one coming. I thought it was really this Dallas's year. Even more to that, I thought Dallas, the city of Dallas, was going to do what we did last year, where they had both their NBA and NHL teams, but the Stars fell short, so only the Mavs are in the finals this year, the NBA finals, playing the Celtics.
And I got a trivia question for you and for the room.
Okay.
I want you guys, you're probably going to have to help her out. But we got a trivia question. It's been a while since I've done it, kind of along those lines. So I'll get to that in a moment there. Before they beat the Rangers, you mentioned the conference finals, obviously fresh. They just beat the Rangers.
Yeah.
They beat the Boston Bruins in round 2, and then they beat their arch rival, their state nemesis, the Tampa Bay Lightning, in round 1. So
I feel like that was so long ago.
Yeah, no, a long time ago. But it's really set up this year. You know, last year they went to the distance and against the Bruins in round 1, and they were beat up heading into that final against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. But this
Carolina, we played last year. We had a very interesting run last year.
But this year they're healthy, right? And it just feels like it's our time. So super excited about our run this year, and hopefully finish it the right way.
You know who's not there is the Flyers.
That's right. Sorry, Russ.
They're not. So some interesting facts about the Stanley Cup. Obviously, game 1 and 2 is in Sunrise, Florida. Game 1 will be played on Saturday night, 8:00. The Oilers arrived to South Florida today at 4 p.m. They safely got here. It's a little under about a 5-hour flight. They flew Air Canada, so they have made it to South Florida. and they are starting their preps and
You get the
to.
media day tomorrow.
Yep.
Big media day tomorrow where both teams will be made available before puck drops for game one on Saturday night from the Amaret Bank Arena in Sunrise.
Yes. Also, fun fact: Edmonton is actually closer to Russia and Greenland than it is to Sunrise, Florida.
Really?
Again, let me repeat that. Edmonton, Canada is closer to Russia and Greenland than it is the distance to Edmonton to Sunrise, Florida. And this Stanley Cup, it's actually the furthest distance between any two teams that ever played together in a Stanley Cup. The distance between Sunrise and Edmonton is 2,541 miles.
Wow.
So, little some fun facts about this.
I wonder, would Seattle be more than that? I think Miami to
No,
Seattle
so that is the longest distance, but this is in Stanley Cup history.
In the history.
Yeah, so Stanley Cup history.
Interesting.
So there's never been two teams that have played that distance before.
All
that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I come up with the interesting facts.
Yes, you do.
I
do have some additional
Go for it. I bet
facts
you
for that.
nobody's interesting as mine, but go ahead.
No, I can't beat that. I mean, you came prepared. I'm just.
I sure did.
I'm just going.
Well, you know, I'm a big geography geek.
You
so
are.
anything like
That
looking
she
at,
is.
I am. Like in my free time, I like to look at maps. I like to zoom in and look at.
You track planes by the pool?
Okay, hello.
While we're in the pool, she's busy looking at what planes are coming in.
That's a 747 coming in from Lithuania Air. So, no, I was happy to share those facts with you about this Stanley Cup. So, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I'm going to give you more of a tale of the tape between both teams. The Edmonton Oilers have 8 conference championships.
Okay.
This is their first Stanley Cup appearance since 2006.
Okay.
They've won 5 Stanley Cup final championships.
They're dangerous.
They've actually, their 5 were 5 in 7 years. They were a dynasty. They won 5 championships in 7 years. 84, 85, 87, 88, and 90.
They didn't win 89.
They did not.
Oh.
No, they did not win on your birth year. Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
But yes, they won 5 in 7 years. And crazy enough, they did something that really is unparalleled in all sports.
What did they do?
They traded the great one. They traded Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
4 of their 5 championships were won with Wayne Gretzky at the helm. And they stunningly, after the 88 championship, they traded him to the LA Kings in a move that shook up the whole sports world. I mean, nobody could see that coming. Gretzky is by far the great. I mean, he's a great one for a reason. He's the greatest hockey player to ever live. And Edmonton let him get away. They traded him to the LA Kings. So that's pretty astonishing.
I've learned a lot, not even just about hockey in general, but just, these theories, watching him on TNT with my favorite Paul Bissonnette. So it's great to see.
Paul Bissonnette. I'm more of a Hank guy. I love Hank, the goalie from the Rangers.
No, I'm a big Paul Bissonnette fan.
That's a great crew, by the way.
It really is.
Jackie Redmond, also the sideline reporter.
Excellent.
She does an awesome job. So
TNT.
Unfortunately, they're not going to be on the call. It's going to be ABC and ESPN.
Yeah.
But the TNT crew is awesome.
I enjoy the TNT crew better for NHL than I do for the NBA.
Really?
I do. There's too much Shaq, too much.
I love Shaq.
I know there's too much fluff, though.
I
mean, I just feel like, well, maybe it's because Paul's a little nicer on the eyes than Shaq personally, so maybe I'm a little more into it personally. But
Shaq is awesome.
The
TNT group in the NBA might actually go away. NBC's in talks to take over that deal. So we'll see if that holds up.
We'll make sure.
All right, let me give you the other side of the tape. The more important side, the only sides that matters, is our Florida Panthers. They have 3 conference championships.
Yes.
In 1996, we mentioned, last year, 2023, and of course this year. Their previous 2 times in the finals did not go very well.
I know.
They got swept against the Colorado Avalanche in their first appearance in 96. And last year they lost 4-1 to the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah. We were at their 1 victory.
Game 3.
Oh,
and what a day.
We really hope this year is their year.
Yeah.
Big change this time around. They actually have home ice. Their previous 2 appearances, they were the road team. So this year having home ice and having, like I said, a little bit of a redemption factor, losing last year in the Stanley Cup Finals and wanting to finish the job this year. And again, they played the Lightning in the first round, their state rival. They played the Boston Bruins in round 2, a team that wanted revenge against them, so they had to overcome that. And then the Rangers were the best team in hockey all year, and they had the home ice. So really this year, they are primed and ready to hopefully hoist their first ever Stanley Cup.
We have a request for an Edmonton fan on the show. I will do my best. I personally don't know any. I don't even know many Canadians as a whole, but if we can find one, I would love to have them on the show.
We would. If you got one, Russ, let us know. Send us our way. But a lot of people are making it a big deal also that it is Canada versus the United States, but not really. Look, Hockey,
Olympics is coming up, or not for hockey, but
yeah, but
I mean,
well, look, hockey is their number one sport.
It is their
like
sport.
football is the number one sport here, and I would even say basketball,
Baseball,
and baseball,
everything besides hockey.
Well, I think baseball and
Yeah.
hockey are on par. There's nothing more exciting than hockey playoffs. I'll tell you that. These hockey playoffs are on the edge of your seat. Heart pumping. When the goalie goes out of the net and it's now 6-on-5, it's a thing of beauty. So, but yeah, no, hockey is the main sport in Canada. But that being said, a lot of people are trying to make it a country versus country. But none of those Canadian hockey teams are rooting for Edmonton.
No.
They want to win for themselves. It's not like a pride for your country. Edmonton has its own fan base, and the Panthers will be going up against that.
So, quick side note, David, in the chat, are we ready to party in Seattle or what? Yes.
We are.
Oh, my
We'll get
goodness.
to that.
Wait, real quick. So, we officially booked our airfare for Seattle. It's such a long flight.
It's a long flight.
Oh, my gosh. And then coming home, we're actually coming home out of San Fran. That's a whole nother day, a whole nother story. But no, we are so out of all the away games. I mean, obviously we're doing Indy and Houston, Seattle. I think I'm most pumped for Seattle right now because it's the first one.
Yep.
And it's such a fun city so far. And 305 Sports Travel will not be doing any packages for Seattle, but I am co-hosting the Fins fan party on Saturday nights in Seattle. So all the information is on social media. So
Danny Johnson's involved in that. Jamie Brady.
Mark
Angelo.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to be partnering up with that for that
great
in Seattle.
Group of people, and
yes.
we can't wait to be in there.
I cannot wait to get to Seattle.
And their home turf, so it's going to be fun. And also, I'll give you another stat nugget that we'll do more as we get closer to the game. But the Dolphins' last playoff win came against the Colts, but their last road playoff win came in Seattle in the Old Kingdom. So
we still have to get our tickets though. I was
will
looking today, and I
we'll
was
work
like,
on that. We'll work on
"Oh
that.
my goodness!" And also I love going to the West Coast games because we get like those extra hours of sleep, and I go there and I'm like so charged. No, I'm the opposite. No,
What are you talking about?
No, the time difference out there. I'm actually no, I'm lying to you. When I go out there, I'm exhausted because it's like 6 o'clock, and then for me, it feels like 9 o'clock, and it's bedtime.
Right,
opposite.
that's what it is.
Never mind. I need a few days to get ready for that. But we
All right.
are arriving early.
I want to wake you up, and I want to give you some trivia. Can we do trivia before we move on to the NBA
Let's
final?
do it.
Okay. All right. So the Florida Panthers are trying to win their first Stanley Cup.
Yes.
And in doing so, and Room, I need you to help her out here.
Why do you think I need help so much?
Okay. All right. Well, you tell me the names. Okay.
Right.
They are, in doing so, they are trying to become the 10th city/metro area to win a city/metro Grand Slam. So what that means is a city or a metro area. In this case, we all know that Florida is more, the Panthers are more in Fort Lauderdale, but it still constitutes a South Florida metro area. Correct. So there are 9 teams that have won the Slam, which is an NBA championship, an NHL championship, Stanley Cup, a Super Bowl, and a World Series. Can you name those 9 teams?
The hockey team or the city?
No, the city that won the Slam.
Okay, New York.
New York is 1.
Philly.
Philly is 2.
Boston.
Boston is 3.
LA.
LA is another one.
Minnesota.
Minnesota is not on there.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so far I did good. Cross them out. Cross them out.
So far, yeah. Once again, you said New York, and Room, you can help out as well. You said New York.
I said Boston.
You said
Boston.
Boston.
LA.
You said LA.
Philly.
You said Philly.
Tampa.
Tampa is not one. They don't have a basketball team. Couldn't do it.
Oh, shoot, you're right.
Yeah.
Dallas. No, they don't have baseball.
Dallas is correct. Dallas is correct. The Texas Rangers.
Oh, Texas
just
Rangers.
won.
Okay, no,
They just
I know.
won.
I don't know. I was just thinking names. Dallas.
Yeah, you're thinking about the Stars that came over from Minnesota. But yes,
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Are you getting help from the Room?
Russ just dropped in D.C.
Washington, D.C. is 1. Yes, and that's a tricky one because they didn't have, they had the Senators for a while. Now they have the Washington Nationals who won a World Series.
Cleveland.
Cleveland's not on this list.
No.
You're missing 3.
San Fran.
Not San Francisco. No.
Desi, you work in education. Come on.
It's not San Fran.
Dallas. No. I already said Dallas. Russ already got Dallas. Arizona.
Nope.
No.
You're missing 3.
Okay, I'm really close though. Kansas City.
It is not Kansas City.
Oklahoma City.
No. One of these is your favorite cities.
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago. Boom.
St. Louis.
2. Who said St. Louis? Russ, you got it. And that's the toughest one, Russ, because the basketball team is the St. Louis Hawks.
Okay, no. Leslie made a good point. Niners. Okay, how not San Fran? The Niners, Golden State, and the Giants.
You're missing the hockey team. San Jose is not part of that Bay Area. So the hockey, it's got to be all four. It's got to be hockey, basketball, baseball, and football.
Jesse, I would still call you if it was phone a friend.
It's not considered.
Okay, so let's put our thing in.
Hold on, the San Jose Sharks are outside the Bay Area. Doesn't count.
I know.
Going back to Russ, who got St. Louis. St. Louis won their NBA championship with the Hawks. So before moving to Atlanta, they had the St. Louis Hawks, and they won the 1958.
Okay, is it Atlanta? Is the last one Atlanta?
It is not Atlanta. One more.
Okay.
One more.
More.
Anybody know it in the room? We're missing one. We got New York.
Is it a city that I like or don't like? Or have I been there?
We got New York, Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Washington, Dallas, and St. Louis. We're missing one.
Pittsburgh.
It is not Pittsburgh.
They don't have basketball.
It is a city in the Midwest, and they've won a lot of Stanley Cup championships. Philly was already said.
I already said Calvin. That was like one of the first ones. Philly wins all those championships.
Philly was already said.
Colorado. Denver.
It is home to a very famous rapper.
Eminem, Detroit.
It is Detroit. You got it, Detroit.
I did good. You really underestimate me.
So once again, the Panthers are hoping to become the 10th city/metro area to win a Grand Slam. That's a World Series, Stanley Cup, NBA Finals, and a Super Bowl. And the teams that have done it, the New York area, Boston, Chicago, LA, Detroit, Philly, St. Louis, Washington, and Dallas. How did Miami get there so far? The Dolphins won it in 72 and 73.
Yeah.
The Marlins won it in 1997 and 2003. And the Heat won in 2006, 2012, and 2013. And hopefully the Panthers can get their first ever cup.
Kirk, just wanted to check in real quick and say, hey, we are at a speakeasy in Ocala. Ooh,
man.
In Ocala.
Now, Kirk, I'm going to let you get back to that because that sounds awesome. Did you have to give some kind of a password to get into the speakeasy?
In Ocala?
I wonder. Yeah,
Ryan,
I want to go.
Fins up.
I'm intrigued.
So Fins up. So let's talk Dolphins real quick. I mean, we're in the part of the cycle of the year where it's a lot going on, but there's not a lot going on. Obviously, we know that Waddle just signed a huge contract,
Right.
which is exciting. No one did not like that, so that is amazing. We know that Tua is still trying to figure things out with his contract, and we're all like, when is it going to happen? We know it's going to happen. We just don't know when. Coach McDaniel has been doing a lot of press conferences and kind of just really not attitude but he has spunk and he has a little he's always had spunk, but he's guys get off my back, let me trust the process. And then obviously camp's going to be starting real soon. I'll tell you guys, for those who come down to training camp, obviously, we sweat our butts off at Baptist Health Training Facility.
It's such a blast, though.
But
it's so fun.
It is our summer has started really, 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 really hot. It was 102 degrees today. So it is going to be excruciating this training camp.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
super bad.
It's been feeling like summer for the past month.
It has been ridiculous.
It's crazy.
But so that'll be starting soon. Tickets have not been released. They are free to the public, but they do sell out. So please, if you are interested in going to training camp, do not wait because those days fill up tremendously fast. And it's so much fun. The players are very accessible. I've met Jalen Phillips last year. I met my favorite all-time Finns player, Anthony Fasano, last year, thanks to Lisa, who was like, come meet him. I was like, no. And I did. So it's been really, really fun.
We actually hung out with your grandmother this week. She's checking in, so it was fun.
Josephine Abbey in the chat. My grandmother, Miami Dolphins #1. She is the biggest Miami Dolphins fan in Daytona Beach. She actually has a Christmas tree year-round that she decorates as a dolphin tree.
Yeah.
And she recently received from a buddy of hers a Tyreek Hill jersey. So super exciting for her.
Hey, so we mentioned we saw her this past weekend.
Yeah.
And we went to a thrift store. And
oh, my gosh.
I don't know if you want to show this.
I do. Okay, so guys, one funny thing.
We went to a thrift store in Daytona, just outside Daytona.
It was Ormond.
Beach.
This one was in Ormond.
Ormond.
North of Daytona.
Great city. And we just happened to fall into this thrift store.
No, Lou. The story was my grandma and I love thrift stores, and we just had a wonderful lunch on the beach. And I was like, hey, let's go thrift store shopping. And despite you saying, nah, there's all junk, I don't want to go. I said, Lou,
I bought like 4 things.
I said, just drive this way. It's on the way home.
Yeah.
And so we ended up stopping at the Habitat for Humanity thrift store in Ormond Beach, which is on the border of Daytona and Ormond.
And boy, did we score.
And Lou was like, I'm going to wait in the car. And I was like, all right, cool. So I got my grandma out of the car, and she's doing her shopping. I'm doing my shopping. And Lou came in. I don't know what caused you to come in, but you came in.
Get you out of there. Hey, we gotta go. We gotta go.
So our brother in the house, Finn's in the house. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm in the thrift store with my grandmother. Lou comes in to essentially get us out of the thrift store, and all of a sudden he's behind me, and he was like, "What did you say? You said what?"
I said, "Look to your left. Go get that." Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
I'm thinking it's a poster of like Pamela Anderson. I'm like, bro, this is not happening. Like, or like some motorcycle thing.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I mean, this is a big deal for me, for us. We're Marlins fans, and I couldn't believe this thing was there.
Look what Lou
put it this way. I think it's going to be better.
Found.
So it's a poster from opening day, 1993. It's wrapped, and then if you look at the back, it's got
certificate of authentication that's saying that there's only 75,000 made. We have copied 37,534. Originally, it was $15. Then it went down to $4, and then that day at the thrift store, it was
awesome.
It was actually 50% off all like household things. So this sucker was actually $2. I will not sell this to the devil because this is like amazing. So.
So fun fact, I actually had that poster. The Marlins came into
a lot of people had them as
when
a kid.
I was in high school. But as a high school kid and not knowing the value of something like that, and I put it up on my door with Scotch tape, and it ruined it. I mean, it ruined my door, and it ruined the poster. So the fact that we found this in mint condition with the certificate,
I also want to show them what I found on the store the other day.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
go
so stay still.
All right, so while she grabs that, I do want to mention. Kirk and Desi came up with this fact, but you mentioned Mike McDaniel. Hold on. You mentioned Mike McDaniel. She's coming with a bunch of Disney stuff here.
Stop it. No, we have a lot of Disney fans in the chat.
Okay,
Desi will really appreciate this as well.
But hold on. So Desi,
did you flip it? He said, did I flip it? I won't flip this for $1 million. That's going in the tombstone with me. Okay. That's going in the grave with me.
Calm down. So Desi, if you want to mention this in the chat, he mentioned that Mike McDaniel kind of is getting this whole 24 number out there. 24, of course, being the years since the last Dolphins playoff win. And so correct me if I'm wrong, Desi, he mentioned that all his meetings are going to be at 324, 424, 524. He's really getting it into the players' minds that the number 24 is a number that has to like resonate, and they have to end it this year.
What else is 24?
It's your birthday.
I was born on the 24th day of October. This is 2024, the year. I'm all about that. I'm very big.
There you go. So signs are that we're going to break this streak. I love it.
My birthday's 10/24. That's 2024. Coach about the number 24. Roulette. We're playing 24. So all of his meetings start on 24. 7/24, 11/24.
There you go. That's what it is. So correct. So every meeting starts at that time to really tell them.
I love it.
So it's great. And you mentioned Waddle as well. Waddle signed the 3-year extension for $84.7
24 hours in a day. Of course, that Cap. We know that much.
Yeah, we know that one. That one we got. But $84.7 million for Waddle. He's now under contract through the 2028 season. Yeah. That's huge. That's a big deal to lock up a player like that for that long. So it's awesome. We
need to start our show on the 24. I'm about that too. All right. So real quick. So another thrift store find that I found down here in Miami it is Pride Month, so I did go to Out of Closet, and let me tell you what I found there. Dude, I found VHSs from 35 years ago. Jungle Book, Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Bambi, and Fox and the Hound. And it's not just the case. It's the dang VHS.
Well, I hope that that's the actual VHS because there could have been an old switcheroo, and I don't want to tell you what you could find. And I hope you don't. And then more importantly, you need a VCR to play those things.
Also,
good luck getting a VCR.
They were each $1. So between my Disney collection from the 1990s, 1980s, and my Marlins poster, this is a good time to let you guys know that I'm retiring.
And she's starting up an eBay store. Apparently.
I'm not. I'm begging this in, and I'm retiring at 34 years of age. So guys, check your local thrift stores because there's great finds.
All right. Well, she puts away her thrift store findings. Let's move on to the NBA Finals.
Hold
on. Before you
I know you're going to ask. I'm going to ask you the same question because I already know. When, not if, when the Panthers win the Stanley Cup MVP?
Yes. So
what do you think?
So you're asking, before we move to the NBA Finals, let's give our predictions. You guys in the room, jump in as well. This is a Florida show. We were there last year. We fell short, but there's no way they're losing the Cup. And there's no way that I'm going to predict them to lose the Cup. So I got Panthers in 7 games. I think it's going to be tough, but I think we will win in 7 games. And I got Matthew Tkachuk winning the MVP.
I disagree with you in the sense that I don't think it's going to 7. I think it's going to 5. I don't think Edmonton. I think Edmonton's a great team. I think they're unexperienced. I think they're a younger team. I think that we're really gonna give them one to the face. I think that our guys are super hungry from last year, and it's our time. It's our year. I think Sam Reinhart is actually going to be the MVP, if not Bob.
We love Bob. Oh, he's been amazing.
So
you got Panthers in 5.
Panthers in 5.
Okay.
I really, really do. I think that Edmonton might grab one at home. They're home, Canada, just
right.
to, But I think
we get some predictions here. So Desi jumped the gun. Of course, he picked the Celtics.
We're not there yet.
He is siding with the Panthers in 6.
Good.
And Russ is turning on us.
And
going with the Oilers in 5. Get that out of here. Let's go back to Desi.
Even go back to Desi with the Celtics comment. So Panthers in 6. So that's what I said. Obviously, with the series before against the Rangers, I didn't think it was going to go to 7. I think we're good.
My man Calvin
always got my back.
Panthers in 5.
Thank you. No, I think the Oilers are going to steal 1 from us, but I don't think it's going to go to 7. I think we are going to be at a Panthers championship parade in 2 weeks.
Okay, perfect. I just said 7 because you want to win the cup in home. You want to win it at home, and so it'd be great to do it here. You really only have you only have 2 opportunities. It has to happen in a game 5 or in a game 7.
Yeah.
So I just don't know if it's going to be a short series. It's a lot of rest. So. It's a lot of rest for both teams. Both teams have had the exact same path. They've won the same amount and lost the same amount. They've really matched it round for round. Both teams have done the same exact result in every round.
Yeah.
And with the time off for both teams, I think it's going to be a long series. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they end this quickly.
Yeah.
And 5 would be awesome. I just hope it happens at home. It'd be a great thing for the city to hoist that cup on home ice. It'd be
if not, trust me, we're going to turn this South party. It's going to be a nonstop party. Flanagans are going to be the name.
Yes.
Tootsies, we are going to turn this up. We're going to go crazy. We will for sure be at the championship parade. Yeah. For sure.
All right, let's shift gears to the NBA Finals.
So NBA Finals last year at this time, we had our Miami Heat against the Denver Nuggets. I wish I can rewind, but I cannot. So we have the Dallas Mavericks against the Boston Celtics. Sorry. Boston Celtics obviously took care of us, and that's why we are not.
I don't think we would have gone past. Without Jimmy, without Rozier, we wouldn't have made a run.
All right, I'm just trying to keep it positive. So tonight is Game 1 in Boston at the Fake Garden, and I like the Mavericks. No, I'm not just saying that. I'm not a Boston hater. Obviously, I have a lot of love for the Red Sox. I don't hate the Celtics, but
I do.
The reason why I would like the Dallas Mavericks to win is because you guys may not know this. Jason Kidd was the reason I became a basketball fan. I grew up in Central New Jersey, and the second team after the Yankees who I started liking was the Nets. And I was a huge Nets fan growing up, and Jason Kidd was my idol. And I've met him many times. I've met his son TJ. He's around my age growing up, so I'd go to the games and I would see him at the game. So the fact that I see my childhood star now coaching is a full circle moment like that. Doesn't mean I am a Mavericks fan. Heat forever at this point. And then Luka's the man. So I am going for Dallas in this series. I say Dallas I'm going to say Dallas in 6.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So that would be winning on home court because Boston has a home court, so they would win it on their home court in 6 games. I'm going to say the same. And my reason is a little different. I do hate the Celtics. I'm sorry. Just rivals with the Heat, right? I mean, so I can't root for a rival. I just can't do it. Had it been Indiana or somebody else, I might have a different opinion. I'm not the biggest Kyrie fan in the world, and I didn't like Mark Cuban. He's no longer the main CEO of the Mavericks. He still has some control of the team, but I'm not a Mark Cuban fan.
I am. Shark Tank.
I like Shark Tank, but I'm just not a Cuban fan.
No, Mark's my guy.
I'm not a Cuban fan.
I'm not a Mr. Wonderful guy, but Mark's my guy.
And I'm not really a Kyrie fan either, but I love Luka. Luka's awesome. I love his attitude, the way he goes about it. He's funny. He's a baller.
He speaks Spanish.
He does it all.
Fluent. He's fluent in Spanish.
Yeah, so I'm a big Luka fan, and I love Jason Kidd too. Great, one of the greatest point guards to ever play.
Yeah.
But just simply on being a Celtic hater alone, I'm going to go ahead and say the Mavericks in 6 games. But it's going to be tough, and the Celtics had the advantage, the whole year. They were the best team the whole year. They're rested. A lot of people have been slamming them for playing nobody, but I don't care about that. You play who's in front of you.
Yeah.
They did what they had
Next
to do.
man up.
They beat every team convincingly. I don't care who suited up or who was injured. They were injured too, by the way.
Yeah.
Porzingis has been lost since the series against the Heat. So the Celtics have been doing it all year, and it's going to be very tough. They should be the favorites. I'm going to go with the Mavs. And I'll give you a little bit of the tale of the tape. The Mavericks have won 3 conference championships,
Yeah.
1 NBA championship in 2011. Unfortunately, that was against the Miami Heat. Both their previous final appearances came against the Heat. They lost the first one in 2006 and, of course, won their only championship in 2011 against the Heat. The Celtics, wow, 17 championships.
Go ahead.
They are tied all time with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
So they got 17 titles. They were most recently there just 2 years ago where they lost to the Warriors in 6 games. Jason Tatum got hurt at the end of the series. So, they're going to be ready. They should be the favorites. I'm just going to go with the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
Yep.
Russ made a very good. So I just saw this today.
Pat Sajak. Nice.
No, and then Vanna, she made this beautiful speech about her tenure, 41 years with Pat. That's a marriage.
Wow.
Like, yeah, and they should.
41 years?
41. Yeah, I watched the video like on my way home from yoga today.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was, yes, a clap to the Wheel of Fortune. There's been a lot of
Shout out to Pat and Vanna.
a lot of funny moments.
So Vanna's also gone, or is somebody else stepping up?
I think they're both like
they got to continue that show. The show's very popular. I mean,
yeah.
I would think that they would continue it and hope Vanna stays on at least. But Pat is the real deal right there.
No, it's good. I'm personally more of a Jeopardy girl because I like, I do bad with the words. I was like, what do you mean it's not it's? But there's been some great episode and they've had a wonderful run.
Yep.
In other news, real quick, the Marlins, we were at the game. We went Tuesday. It was like there's so many Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, it's a citrus series, and it's not too far. It's about a 4-hour.
But they really showed up. Let's tell you, for a Tuesday, we even said a comment for a Tuesday. They really packed, but they showed up.
It was a game in the middle of the week, and kids aren't yet out of school. They were still in school at that point.
Depends on the school district.
Yeah, but it's pretty interesting. They had a good turnout. So
So we're excited to go there on Sunday. Dontrell Willis bobblehead. So add to our collection of bobbleheads.
On the next show, whatever that would be, we will definitely unveil that Dontrell Willis bobblehead. Huge Dontrell D-Train Willis fan. He was one of the best Marlin pitchers. He was really a phenomenon. You talk about going back to the Dodgers days when Fernando Valenzuela came up, left-hander as well. They called it Fernando Mania. And so Dontrell Willis, when he pitched, it was a sellout all the time. And he had some legendary games, almost won the Cy Young. So it'd be real cool to get his bobblehead on Sunday.
Midweek, Philly afternoon, 40,000 fans. Yeah, take away about 2 of those zeros, and you're looking at our daily attendance.
But look, I'm sorry. Russ, good. I know that the Phillies are, but they're just coming off a World Series, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
We have a good time, though, when we go to Lowe's Park.
They're a loaded team, and they're right now the top team in baseball the way they're playing. But these things happen, midday game or whatnot, when you're winning. I mean, when the Phillies 3, 4, 5 years ago, when they weren't winning, you're not getting 40,000 in a midweek game. Just not happening.
And guess what? It takes us not even 10 minutes to get home. Not even 10 minutes.
That's awesome. Yeah, no.
I don't think we've ever waited in a concession stand more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I've never waited in line to go pee-pee there either. So it's a plus and benefits. Also, other news in sports, Dan Hurley might be leasing UConn. Get him out of the Big East. I'm tired of seeing that man. It is St. John's turn to take Rick Pitino. Rise up. I'm just kidding. UConn will be great for whatever.
Yeah, it's a factory.
I know.
They won before Dan Hurley. Going back
They'll win after him.
The Calhoun days. Kevin Ollie won a championship there. So that's a factory. They'll keep it moving.
Yeah.
But, Dan Hurley, back-to-back championships and possibly leaving and, giving up an opportunity to win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But, the game's changed so much. We talked about it with the NIL money. Yeah. Now all the configurations of all the conferences. It's just tough to get winning teams. You saw Calipari that left Kentucky and now is at Arkansas because it's just tough to reload every year. Despite being, a traditional program. So we'll see what happens.
I'd be happy.
That's a crazy story.
It makes you think, like, if this happened, like, a year or 2 ago, would UConn have gone after a guy like Pitino?
Yeah. No, that's a great
point.
point.
You can't have him. We have him.
Too late now for that.
I know. So I'm super excited for college basketball to be starting in a few months and just NBA season for this one to be over and us to restart.
Yeah, look, I'd be remiss also since the Celtics are playing tonight and since our last show, and because of the fact that, you're talking about college basketball, NBA, specifically Celtics, Bill Walton passed away last week, and what a legend. The guy, pretty outlandish comments, the way sometimes he just spilled out some gibberish when he was talking, but it was entertaining. It was comical. I'm an Arizona basketball fan, so he did a lot of Pac-12, the now defunct Pac-12 conference games, and Bill Walton was a riot on those games, and just a jovial guy. The stories that have come out since his passing, he was a friend to everybody. He let people stay at his house. Like, I know a guy that you love, Richard Jefferson. RJ would sleep over Bill Walton's house. Of course, him and Luke Walton.
But not P. Diddy like.
Not like that.
Come on, you got to be careful.
Exactly. Not in that way. But no, he would invite people, random people at his house, and come over and stay over. And just his presence, his demeanor, everything about him was awesome. So Rip Bill Walton, he was a really good guy.
Yeah, no, for sure. And last but not least, let's talk.
Hold on. Yes. So the Phillies are playing the New York Mets in London international. I don't know if Graham's in the chat right now, but that's pretty awesome. The international series over in London, the Phillies and the Mets are going at it, so that'll be pretty cool.
I want the Marlins to go somewhere cool.
Yeah.
Although we've seen some really cool Marlins games on the road. I don't think we're going to catch a Marlins game on the road this year. I don't think it's going to work out.
It's not going to be in the cards.
Says, when can we go to Citi Field? Anyways, all right, guys, last thing. Let's talk 305 Sports Travel. Our last episode 72, we released the big whole news to you that we were for sure going to Indy and Houston. Ever since then, the packages have been live, and I'm super excited to tell you guys that it's been very, 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 very popular, very successful. We have so many people who have decided to join us on both Indy and Houston, some of them even both. So just a little heads up on where we stand. Again, backing up a little bit, we are going to Seattle. 305 Sports Travel will not be offering packages. It's kind of like a us trip, but then I'm co-hosting a party. So we don't have any connections in Seattle minus awesome co-hosting party. Rewind or fast forward past that. In October, we will be going to Indianapolis. Our trip to Indy, our ticket inventory is so low for go ahead. What happened?
No. Russ makes a good point. Bill Walton without the injuries would have been amazing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So our first trip that we're doing this year is to Indianapolis. It's October 18th to the 21st. It's a Friday to a Monday, going to Lucas Oil Stadium. These tickets went very, 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 very quick along with the hotel. So right now we are in single digits, but we have inventory for the 100 level, literally single digit tickets that we have for down for the 100 level. We also have 300 level tickets, very limited inventory for that. And we also have some 400 level tickets as well, which are amazing because that stadium actually goes to 600 level, and these 400 level ones are really good as well. Those tickets come with a package with the hotel and the pregame party the night before and the day before at Brothers. So again, if you are thinking about going to Indy with us, this is the time. We don't know how much more, if we can even get any more tickets after this point.
Right.
So if Lucas Oil Stadium is on your bucket list, you guys want to go to Indy, this is the trip to do it. But just know that we have very limited ticket inventory left. It went so quick. And
Houston's getting there too.
So that was Indy. And then we are going to go to Houston in December. And same situation with that. Our hotel is so nice in downtown Houston. There's a metro right next to it. So, if we wanted to take that to the stadium, everything's right there. And very low inventory on hotels and even with the game tickets as well. So guys, we cannot promise you that we are going to be able to get more inventory for tickets or hotels. And if we have to, we will start a wait list. I know that we've kind of started one for Indy.
Yeah, we started with the tickets in Indy. So,
Houston is projected to do the same. So please, if you are interested in going to any of those cities,
log on to the website, check it out. Now would be a good time to also say that if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, please do so. That's where you're going to get your most up-to-date information, as well as like the show, tonight's episode.
Yeah.
And log on to our website, 305sportstravel.com. That's where all the information will be. to those that actually signed up for a trip, whether it was Indy or Houston, emails were sent your way. So check your emails. We did give you the up-to-date information as to everything that we have going on and coming up, as well as a couple tips for maybe restaurant reservations, if you will, as to where you might want to check out in those respective cities. And also, we are still working on finalizing a tailgate, one additional tailgate / meetup in each city. So we're working on that, and once we have those locked in, we will definitely share with you.
Yeah. So, but nothing is locked in yet. So just stay tuned and subscribe to the website for sure. Hotel, game tickets, and the pregame party the night before. Count on us. And if we can add anything else, we will let you know, and we will make it happen.
Absolutely. We will. So we have a big game that we're waiting for on Saturday.
Yes.
Stanley Cup final.
Oh, it's taking forever.
Yeah, I know.
We will not be there, guys.
It's been a while. Yeah, we were at Game 3 last year, but there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
And so we are probably going to just – I don't know if you mentioned – did you mention that they're
having watch parties at Amerant Bank Arena for Game 3 and 4, the away games. Small nominal fee to get into Amerant Bank. It goes to the Panthers Foundation. It's a fee. It's not even a donation.
No, I know, but the fee goes towards a donation.
It goes to their charity.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's for a great cause, and so you buy tickets, but it goes to a charitable cause. So that's great. And come on, they're going to put the scoreboard down on the ice.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to be in a building that's previously hosted Stanley Cup Finals games the day before or a couple days before. I think they're going to give out towels and giveaways. The ice dancers will be there, and Victor the Rat, Stanley the Panther will be there. So, I mean, it sounds like a good time, and we will probably be at one of those watch parties.
Yeah, no, definitely. And even so, the whole area of South Florida, different restaurants are hosting them as well. So if you can't make it to Amerant Bank, I know a lot of restaurants are going to be doing it because it's a big deal. You know, like South Florida is not known for hockey, and it's starting to really come alive, and people are drinking the Kool-Aid. So it's a big deal down here. We're excited.
Yeah, I'll give you another tip as well. If you do happen to be lucky enough to get tickets to the game and you're going to the Stanley Cup Finals, here's a tip. Park across the street in the mall for free because the lot last year cost us $100 to get into that lot. So, yeah, I'm sure parking will be at a premium in terms of what they're going to be charging.
It's 100, yeah.
It
is.
Maybe more.
They already said it's 100.
It's 100?
Yeah,
okay,
100.
so if you have a chance, take the option to park across the
they're also Broward County is offering the county buses for $2. So if you park in off-campus lots, you can do it.
That sounds like a $98 saving.
Right, and that was Hey Ash and Lou. Been a while. It sure has. Hope all is well. But no, the Stanley Cup is just a very, very fun time, and I really do think it is our year to make it happen. So, anyways, it's been fun. Let's watch some NBA Finals.
Yeah, NBA Finals about to start, about to tip off now. Celtics and the Mavericks, so it should be fun. And of course, puck drop for the Panthers and the Oilers on Saturday night. So, what do you say? We go call it a night, call it a show, and go watch some hoops.
It would be so nice if we were watching the Heat tonight and the Finals. I know. I'm reminiscing.
We were there last year.
I know. I'm greedy. I'm a greedy Heat fan. Yeah. Non said the Heat is on. No, the Heat is
not this year.
Not this year. The Heat is on outside, but not this year. So I will take what I can. I will take Panthers in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and we can't wait. Going back to this comment, Desi, we cannot wait to see you. Also, it's going to be a great time in Houston. If you missed it, watch last week's show or the last episode where we talk about how great the Houston trip's going to be. And so we're happy you're joining us, and everybody else who's coming out. We're going to have a great time. So, guys, just wanted to wish you a great rest of your week. It's almost the end of the week. Friday tomorrow, we can get started, and hope you guys have a great weekend ahead.
All right. Go Cats. Wow.
Yeah, Ashley stopped me from playing sound effects. So when the Panthers
have never called me Ashley in a very long time. It was so weird that you just said that.
When the Panthers win the Stanley Cup Finals, I will have my Panther roar sound effects, which she prohibited me from playing tonight, and I, accommodated to her wish.
You know what they say? Happy wife, happy life.
That's all fine, but when we win the cup, you guys are going to hear those sound effects, the roar.
At least make sure your AV hookup sounds good. It doesn't sound like we're.
You got it. All right, guys. Good night.
Night,
Sorry,
guys.
I just did that. Good night. Peace. See you.